guys, it's Sierra. Welcome back to my channel. This video is just going to be a recap of all the books that I read in March. But we're going to start off with the books that I DNF'd because I did DNF quite a few of them. So this month, let's start this off. I have lost my mind when I went to Libby, and my goal this month was to read 9 books that I was working with. That didn't work out the way I thought it was going to, so we're gonna run through the books I DNF'd first, and then run through the books that I actually did read because stuff changed. Anyway, let's jump into it. So the first book I DNF'd was More Than You'll Ever Know by Katie Gutierrez. I'm looking down because it's on my iPad, but I'll put the pictures up here. I DNF'd this book just because it took too long to get to the point. It took way too long for me, so I was like, let me just keep it moving. Next book I DNF'd was What Have We Done by Alex Finley. DNF'd this one for the same reason. Like the prologue was good, but then getting to the actual start of the book, I was very confused, and not in a good way. Like, ooh, what's interesting about this? It was just like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, moving past that one. I also DNF'd The Resort, but I purely DNF'd The Resort by cierraturks because A, I didn't have enough time and I didn't feel like renewing it because I already had all these other books there too. But also, I wanted to come back to it possibly maybe into the future, so it's like a soft DNF because the premise was interesting enough. It was a little slow, but I can probably get back into it. It kind of reminded me of Saint X, that kind of like slower start at the beginning type of thing. So I might be able to give it another chance. Next up, the last book I DNF'd was Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. And this one was, the premise was really good. The premise was interesting. And I got about 40% in. I know it's a lot. But it took forever. And also certain parts just didn't need to be there. Like introducing every single girl that was in the house almost, it felt unnecessary. And then the drama, the actual like witchcraft part of it, it felt like it took forever to get to it. I felt like that should have been like earlier on. And then the situation that the girls were in, I'm not gonna give it away, towards the midpoint, it just didn't do anything for me. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. But those are my reasons for DNFing those books. Anyway, let's jump to the books that I actually did read. So, this month alone, I read 9 books. So I did read 9 books, just not the 9 books that I intentionally meant to read, but I did read 9 books though. So, I'm gonna clap for me. The first one I read was Ace of Spades. I rated that 5 stars. I did a whole separate video on that. I'll link that in the description box or put it in the thingy up here, whatever that's called. I did that with, I was baking cookies and talking about a few of the other books on here. Next up was This Cursed House by Del Sandine. Also another 5-star, well, 4.5 star. Still a really good read. I did that video along with Ace of Spades, so both books are in the same video. Really highly recommend both books. So good, so good. Next up was Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop because I am late as hell, so I finally read it. And I rated it 4.5 stars. It was interesting. I liked it. The sister got on my nerves. I mean, everyone who's read the book, the sister gets on everybody's nerves, so I think that's the whole point. Then I read Hit the Center by Aisha Manazir Siddiqui, and I rated that 3 stars. The premise was interesting. It just didn't do what I thought it was gonna do, and so I kept reading it because I was like, okay, maybe it's gonna take a turn now. And then the turn that happened wasn't the turn that I thought it was gonna be, and it was very much subpar. Like towards the end, I thought the information that was shared would cost the main character's life. No. So what was the point of it being such a huge secret if you're just, you know, whatever. That's how I felt about it. Next up was The Queen's Spade by Sarah Raleigh. 4.5 stars, a really good read. It took me forever to get into it and to finish it because I was also just like bombarded with all the other books. Also, it wasn't a good month mentally. I was just like, I'm not in the mental space to do that. As y'all can tell, like I posted some videos on my channel, but I was just out of it mostly. Next is When the Reckoning Comes by LaTanya McQueen. I rated that 5 stars. Amazing book, hands down, absolutely loved it. The premise, mwah, oh my god, the characters, amazing. I loved everything about it. It's everything that I want in like a Southern Gothic horror book, just saying. Next up is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Now, I had this book on my list on Pinterest for a while, and I just never got around to like finding it anywhere and reading it. Quite a few books on my Pinterest page. That's a separate video, separate discussion. But this one was really good. The premise is very interesting. But yeah, it was really good. I listened to this on audio, and this also took me a minute to finish because all these books, and then trying to push through the books that I was DNFing, I was just like, you know what? It's not working. So I'm just going to cut it. As much as like I want to read it and try to push through it, wait, girl, you gotta just listen to yourself and just not read that book. So that's what ended up with those books. But with Belladonna, I got through it, especially while just like cleaning around the house. I was able to just obviously just listen to it, and that's when I would stop and pause. I'm like, wait, what? It was very intriguing. Like, it had me stopping and listening. Like, literally, I would just be like walking my cousins to the bus, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm so confused. It was that kind of book. Very interesting story, interesting characters, because it's supernatural, but not like vampires, wolves, you know, witches type of thing. Literally, like, there's characters that are like life, death, and fate, and they can actually have a human form, and there's ghosts that the main character can see, and she's encountered death so many times, but she can't die. It's very twisted, but it was really good. Next up is Tender Beasts by Lizelle Samberry, and I rated it 4.75 stars. This also took me forever to read. Not in the sense of like, oh my god, it was like dragging on and on, but it took me forever to get to the book. And the thing is, Lizelle, I watch her YouTube channel. She had the video up on the spoilers about it, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it yet. So I had it in my watch later list for like a month. Yeah, it was a month. I was like, I gotta read this book because I can't watch the video until I read the book, because obviously it has spoilers. I finally got to it. Super good. Really, really, really good. Finally watched the video. I was like, okay, now I get those certain things that she wanted to change, or that she had changed for the book. It all makes sense. So, very intriguing reading. I highly recommend it to everybody. And last one is Foxglove, which is Belladonna number 2. So actually, technically, I'm reading a series. And I don't read series because I can never follow through enough. Like, I had the second book of Children of Blood and Bone, but I never picked it up. Yeah, that's my problem. But this book, I rated it 4.5 stars. It was a very interesting sequel, because I thought there was going to be a love triangle. I don't want to give everything away, but I thought it was going to be a love triangle. It's not a love triangle. Thank God, because I was not in the mood for that. The twist was twisted. I was like, ooh, I like that. And I'm currently reading the last one, Wisteria. So everything's going to come to a conclusion now. I have 3 days to read that, so I got to speed it up. But those are all the books that I read and DNF for March. April, I don't have a TBR list, so don't expect any more videos of a TBR list because I'm too much of a mood reader. But that's all I have for this video. So until next time, stay magical. Bye.